We are doing a special Vox Pop interview, throwback time. It's my old friend Xander Nixon. Xander, thank you for being on the YouTube channel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Xander Nixon.
Yes, Alexander Nixon, a legend, open mic host from the original Vox Pop on Cortelyou Road. So we wanted to do a quick interview. First of all, is your first memory of Vox Pop?
The first memory was seeing the open mic. The previous open mic host was doing his thing. I looked inside. Vox Pop had this wonderful location right on the corner, right before Coney Island Avenue. And it was just like a warm, inviting environment. For me, that first memory with looking in was like, I want to be part of that in there. I want to go in and do that with them. And I don't know if the open mic host at the time was already on his way out. That's my memory, something like that. I think when I talked to him, he offered, or he said there would be an opening, or maybe I spoke to you, and somehow eventually he passed the open mic to me. So that was kind of serendipitous adventure inside that wound up leading to me taking a much bigger role there. And I think you identified my sort of bubbly personality as
You do. You have to be that guy that has a little bit of schmaltz. He's got musical chops himself. Yeah. So I think I'm going to ask you what your highlights were. But I remember this older gentleman, kind of a little guy named Gerard, who got
Gerard.
And
Hello, my name is Gerard. I'm going to play a few songs for you right now.
And he would nail like these Bob Dylan covers, and like he would know all the words of these long Bob Dylan covers. And it was almost like a study in the greatness and the poetry of epic Bob Dylan songs. What are some of your highlights that you remember?
Well, there were so many different people who performed regularly and remained a constant part of that community and continued to be part of that community because the Vox Pop community was so bright. It continued to shine much longer thereafter. I remember you had the radio playing there. We had the Megaphone publication. And so it was a cool staff of people writing stories.
Here's a good question for you. If you were a Vox Pop business manager, what would you do different this time to make it better this time?
Well, you probably want more seating. Probably, I've watched some Gordon Ramsay shows. It's sort of objective about it. You need a lot of places for people to sit, so you just make as much money off of food. And I think that is the main thing that just was hurting Vox Pop the last time. There wasn't quite enough seating space for people. But otherwise, I think you had a really good formula for success, towards people wanting to get out and do things and meet people and see music and hear music and see books and hold books and see people. I've been wrong, but I don't think I hope I'm not wrong about that. So I think it's a great time to re-envision the sort of coffee shop experience. And Vox Pop had a great sort of new template for that kind of thing.
Well, that's great you said that thing about seating, because we just redesigned the new 3D renderings and I want to show them to you. So the really good news is, in the new seating arrangement, we have designed it for 105 seats. So there's built-in big L-shaped banquette at the back. Then the stage, centrally located, kind of in the center back of the space on the side. And the barista bar is in front of that. So you could actually perform on this stage that is going to be well visible from the main area. The back area is a couple steps up. And so we really have tried to take your advices on the same page as us. We need more seating. You know, we only had about 600 square feet at the original Vox Pop. This is 1,400 square feet. We only had 1/5 of the foot traffic that we're going to have at the Bed-Stuy location if we get this location, 395 Nostrand.
And now you were talking about the employees owning the place. That's interesting. I do think it seems from some research I've done recently that once you get good employees, you pay them a little, pay them more so they keep them, because retaining really good, solid workers is definitely something. If I started a business, I would probably want to make sure, if rather than okay workers turning over constantly, figure out the kind of right demographic, some guy maybe in the mid-20s or something, I don't know, maybe late college age, good manager. But
we have plans for it to be a worker-owned cooperative.
And having your own coffee roaster seems like a really smart move.
Yes, exactly. The Bellwether Shop Roaster. So we're excited to add that as well. So we're raising money and we're going to get it open. Our goal is May the 1st to be open, and I hope that you'll consider coming up from Florida for the grand opening. Can you think?
May the 1st?
Yeah, May the 1st. That's what we're planning on. That's our goal.
All right. Well, I'll put that on my calendar.